Are you ready to unlock the secrets to achieving your goals and creating a life of true success? The Stoics, those ancient philosophers who mastered the art of living a good life, believed that success is not just about luck or talent. It's about cultivating a mindset of resilience, discipline, and unwavering commitment. In this episode, we're diving deep into the Stoic approach to success. We'll explore 10 powerful principles that can help you forge your own path to achievement, overcome obstacles, and create a life of purpose and fulfillment. Get ready to unleash your inner strength, embrace challenges, and forge your own success. If you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Let's spread the Stoic wisdom and empower others to achieve their dreams too. And don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring content on Stoicism, self-improvement, and personal growth. Let's dive in. 1. Wake up and take your goals seriously. All right, let's kick things off with a wake-up call. Not the kind that jolts you out of bed with a blaring alarm, but the kind that awakens your inner drive, that ignites your passion for pursuing your goals with unwavering commitment. The Stoics believed that clarity of purpose is essential for a fulfilling life, and that starts with taking your goals seriously. Now, I'm not suggesting you become a goal-obsessed robot, devoid of joy or spontaneity. But I'm encouraging you to treat your goals with respect, to recognize their importance in shaping your life's direction. Think of it like this. Imagine you're a sculptor with a block of marble in front of you. You have a vision in your mind, a masterpiece waiting to be revealed. But if you approach that marble with half-heartedness, with a lack of focus and commitment, your masterpiece will remain trapped within the stone. Similarly, when it comes to achieving your goals, seriousness is key. It's about recognizing that your goals are not just fleeting whims or wishful thinking, but powerful intentions that can shape your reality. The philosopher Seneca captured this idea when he said, "If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable." Without a clear sense of direction, without taking your goals seriously, you're likely to drift aimlessly, wasting time and energy on pursuits that don't truly matter to you. So, how do you actually wake up and take your goals seriously? Well, it starts with defining your goals clearly. What do you truly want to achieve? What are your passions, your values, your aspirations? Once you have a clear vision of your destination, it becomes easier to chart your course and navigate with purpose. But clarity is not enough. You also need to cultivate a sense of commitment, a deep-seated belief in your ability to achieve your goals. This means overcoming self-doubt, silencing that inner critic that whispers, "You're not good enough," or "You'll never make it." The Stoics believed in the power of the will, the ability to choose our thoughts and actions, even in the face of challenges and setbacks. The philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." By mastering your will, by cultivating self-discipline and perseverance, you can overcome any obstacle and achieve your goals. Another key aspect of taking your goals seriously is to prioritize them. In today's world, distractions are abundant. From the constant pings of our phones to the endless stream of social media, it's easy to get sidetracked and lose sight of what truly matters. The Stoics would encourage us to create a distraction-free environment, to set boundaries with technology, and to cultivate a focused mindset. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote about the importance of prioritizing. He said, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." In other words, focus on what truly matters, on the things that would make you feel fulfilled if this were your last day on earth. So, my friends, wake up and take your goals seriously. Define them clearly. Commit to them wholeheartedly. Prioritize them ruthlessly, and cultivate the discipline and resilience needed to achieve them. As the philosopher Seneca said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." 2. Take responsibility for your path. All right, let's talk about responsibility. Not the kind that makes you groan and think of chores or deadlines, but the kind that empowers you, that puts you in the driver's seat of your own life. The Stoics believed that taking responsibility for our own path is essential for achieving success, for owning our choices, and for shaping our destiny with intention and purpose. Now you might be thinking, but what about all the things I can't control? What about bad luck, unfair circumstances, or the actions of others? And you're right. There are countless factors outside our control that can influence our lives. But the Stoics would argue that even in the face of these external forces, we still have a choice. We can choose to play the victim, blaming our circumstances for our lack of success, or we can choose to take responsibility for our own path, focusing on what we can control and making conscious choices that align with our goals. Think of it like this. Imagine you're a ship sailing across the ocean. You'll encounter calm seas and favorable winds, but you'll also face storms, rough waters, and unexpected currents. A captain who blames the weather for their lack of progress will remain adrift, tossed about by the whims of fate. But a captain who takes responsibility for their ship, who adjusts their sails, navigates with skill, and remains steadfast in their course, will eventually reach their destination. Similarly, in life, taking responsibility is about being the captain of your own ship. It's about recognizing that you have the power to choose your direction, to navigate challenges, and to steer your life towards your desired destination. The philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Taking responsibility is about mastering yourself, about recognizing that your choices, your actions, and your attitude ultimately determine the course of your life. So, how do you actually take responsibility for your path? Well, it starts with self-awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Are you blaming external factors for your lack of progress? Are you making excuses for your shortcomings? Are you waiting for someone else to rescue you or pave the way for your success? The Stoics would encourage us to challenge these tendencies, to recognize that we are the authors of our own lives. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote about the importance of taking responsibility. He said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Now, taking responsibility doesn't mean denying the influence of external factors. It's about recognizing that even in the face of challenges, we still have a choice. We can choose to react with negativity, blame, and self-pity, or we can choose to respond with resilience, resourcefulness, and a determination to overcome obstacles. For example, let's say you experience a setback in your career. You could choose to blame your boss, your colleagues, or the economy for your misfortune. Or you could choose to take responsibility for your situation, assess your skills, identify areas for improvement, and seek out new opportunities. The Stoics also believed in the importance of learning from our mistakes. Instead of dwelling on past failures, we can use them as valuable lessons to guide our future actions. The philosopher Seneca captured this idea when he wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." So, my friends, embrace the power of responsibility. Take ownership of your choices, your actions, and your attitude. Navigate the challenges of life with courage and determination. And remember, as the philosopher Viktor Frankl said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. 3. Embrace self-discipline. All right, let's talk about a virtue that's not always glamorous, but is absolutely essential for achieving your goals: self-discipline. Now, before you start picturing a drill sergeant barking orders and making you do push-ups at dawn, let me clarify. Self-discipline in the Stoic sense is not about harsh self-denial or rigid routines. It's about cultivating an inner strength that allows you to make conscious choices, to stay focused on your goals even when faced with distractions and temptations, and to persevere through challenges with unwavering commitment. Think of it like this. Imagine you're a sculptor with a chisel and a block of marble. You have a vision in your mind, a masterpiece waiting to be revealed. But it takes more than just inspiration to bring that vision to life. It takes discipline, the discipline to show up at the studio day after day, to hone your skills, to chip away at the stone with patience and precision, and to persevere even when the work becomes challenging or tedious. Similarly, in life, self-discipline is the chisel that shapes our raw potential into a masterpiece of achievement. It's the inner strength that allows us to resist distractions, overcome procrastination, and stay focused on our goals, even when we don't feel like it. The philosopher Seneca captured this idea when he said, "No man is truly great who is not also good." Self-discipline in the Stoic sense is not just about achieving external success, but about cultivating inner virtue and living a life of integrity and purpose. So, how do you actually embrace self-discipline? Well, it starts with setting clear intentions. What are your goals? What are your values? What kind of person do you want to be? Once you have a clear sense of direction, it becomes easier to make choices that align with your intentions. But intention alone is not enough. You also need to cultivate habits and practices that support your self-discipline. This might involve creating a daily routine, setting boundaries with technology, or practicing mindfulness to stay focused on the present moment. The Stoics believed in the power of small, consistent actions. The philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen." In other words, focus on the small steps, the daily practices, that will gradually lead you towards your larger goals. Another key aspect of self-discipline is the ability to delay gratification. In today's world, we're surrounded by instant gratification, fast food, social media, online shopping, all designed to tempt us with immediate pleasure. But the Stoics understood that true fulfillment comes from pursuing long-term goals, from delaying gratification in the present to achieve something greater in the future. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote about the importance of delaying gratification. He said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In other words, focus on embodying the virtues of a good person, including self-control, patience, and perseverance. So, my friends, embrace self-discipline. Cultivate the inner strength to make conscious choices, to resist distractions, and to persevere through challenges. As the philosopher Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Fourth, find peace in resilience. All right, let's talk about resilience, that incredible ability to bounce back from adversity, to face challenges with courage and determination, and to emerge from life's storms even stronger than before. The Stoics saw resilience not just as a desirable trait, but as an essential virtue for navigating the inevitable ups and downs of life. Now, you might be thinking, but I'm not naturally resilient. Some people just seem to be born with that inner strength, while others crumble under pressure. And while it's true that some people might have a natural predisposition towards resilience, the Stoics believed that it's a skill that can be cultivated, a muscle that can be strengthened through practice and mindful awareness. Think of it like this. Imagine a tree standing tall in a storm. Its branches might sway, its leaves might rustle, but its roots remain firmly grounded, anchoring it to the earth. Similarly, resilience is like that strong root system, providing stability and strength even when the winds of adversity blow. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." We can't always control the events that unfold in our lives, but we can always control our responses to those events. And it's in our responses that our resilience is revealed. So, how do you actually find peace in resilience? Well, it starts with acceptance. The Stoics believed in accepting what we cannot control, recognizing that life is full of unexpected twists and turns, challenges and setbacks. This doesn't mean giving up or becoming passive. It means acknowledging the reality of the situation and focusing our energy on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, and our attitude. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote about the importance of acceptance. He said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Another key aspect of resilience is perspective. When faced with adversity, it's easy to get caught up in the immediate emotions, to feel overwhelmed and discouraged. But the Stoics encouraged us to step back and view our challenges from a wider perspective. How does this challenge fit into the larger context of our lives? What lessons can we learn from it? How can we use it as an opportunity for growth? The philosopher Seneca captured this idea when he wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Sometimes setbacks and failures are necessary to clear the path for new beginnings, for fresh perspectives, and for renewed determination. Resilience is also about cultivating a growth mindset. Instead of seeing challenges as threats, view them as opportunities to learn, adapt, and become stronger. Embrace the Stoic belief that obstacles are not roadblocks, but stepping stones on the path to success. The philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Just as our muscles grow stronger through exercise, our minds become more resilient through facing and overcoming challenges. So, my friends, find peace in resilience. Accept what you cannot control, cultivate perspective, embrace a growth mindset, and face adversity with courage and determination. As the philosopher Seneca said, "Fire is the test of gold, adversity of strong men." 5. Master your will. All right, let's talk about willpower, that inner strength that allows us to persevere through challenges, resist temptations, and stay committed to our goals even when the going gets tough. The Stoics believed that willpower is not some mystical force bestowed upon a select few, but a faculty that can be cultivated and strengthened through practice and mindful awareness. Think of it like this. Imagine your willpower as a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. But if you neglect it, if you constantly give in to impulses and distractions, it will weaken and atrophy. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Mastering your will is about taking control of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, rather than being a slave to them. So, how do you actually master your will? Well, it starts with self-awareness. Pay attention to your impulses, your cravings, and your tendencies to procrastinate or give in to distractions. The more aware you are of these patterns, the better equipped you'll be to challenge them. The Stoics believed in the power of reason to guide our actions. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote about the importance of using reason to govern our impulses. He said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Now, mastering your will doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or denying your desires. It's about recognizing them, acknowledging their presence, and then choosing how you respond to them. It's about making conscious choices that align with your values and goals, even when those choices require effort and discipline. For example, let's say you have a goal of eating healthier. You might feel a strong craving for a sugary treat. Instead of giving in to that craving automatically, pause and consider your options. Acknowledge the craving, but then remind yourself of your goal and the reasons why it's important to you. You might choose to indulge in a healthier alternative, or you might decide to resist the craving altogether. The Stoics also believed in the importance of setting realistic expectations. Don't expect to become a master of your will overnight. It's a gradual process that requires patience, persistence, and self-compassion. The philosopher Seneca captured this idea when he wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Sometimes we need to let go of old habits and patterns in order to create space for new, healthier ones to emerge. Another key to mastering your will is to focus on the present moment. Don't get caught up in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. Focus on the here and now, on the choices you're making in this very moment. The philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "Do not seek to have events happen as you want them to, but instead want them to happen as they do happen, and your life will go well." It's about accepting the present moment as it is and making the most of it. So, my friends, master your will. Cultivate self-awareness. Use your reason to guide your choices, set realistic expectations, and focus on the present moment. As the philosopher Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." 6. Use adversity as lessons. All right, let's talk about something none of us can avoid: adversity. Life throws curveballs, challenges arise, and setbacks are inevitable. But the Stoics saw adversity not as something to fear or avoid, but as an opportunity for growth, learning, and strengthening our character. Think of it like this. Imagine a blacksmith forging a sword. The raw metal is heated in the fiery furnace, hammered relentlessly on the anvil, and plunged into cold water to temper its strength. It's a process of intense heat and pressure, but it's through this very process that the sword becomes strong, resilient, and capable of withstanding the trials of battle. Similarly, in life, adversity is like that fiery furnace and relentless hammering. It tests our mettle, pushes us to our limits, and reveals our true strength. But it's through these very challenges that we grow, learn, and become more resilient. The philosopher Seneca captured this idea when he wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Just as our muscles grow stronger through exercise and resistance, our minds become more resilient through facing and overcoming adversity. So, how do you actually use adversity as lessons? Well, it starts with shifting your perspective. Instead of seeing challenges as setbacks or punishments, view them as opportunities for growth and learning. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I use this challenge to become stronger, wiser, or more compassionate? The Stoics believed in the power of reason to analyze our experiences and extract valuable lessons. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote about the importance of learning from adversity. He said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, obstacles are not roadblocks, but opportunities to find new paths, develop new skills, and discover hidden strengths. Now, using adversity as lessons doesn't mean denying the pain or difficulty of the experience. It's about acknowledging the emotions, processing them, and then choosing to focus on the potential for growth and transformation. For example, let's say you experience a failure in your career. You could choose to wallow in self-pity, blame others, or give up on your dreams. Or you could choose to analyze the situation, identify the factors that contributed to the failure, learn from your mistakes, and use that knowledge to guide your future actions. The Stoics also believed in the importance of acceptance. Accepting that adversity is an inevitable part of life can help us to approach challenges with greater equanimity and resilience. The philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "Do not seek to have events happen as you want them to, but instead want them to happen as they do happen, and your life will go well." So, my friends, use adversity as lessons. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Analyze your experiences, learn from your mistakes, and cultivate the resilience to bounce back stronger than before. As the philosopher Seneca said, "Fire is the test of gold, adversity of strong men." 7. Practice moderation and temperance. All right, let's talk about a virtue that's often misunderstood in our modern world of more is better and go big or go home, moderation. The Stoics believed that temperance, the practice of moderation and self-control, is essential for achieving lasting success and fulfillment. It's about finding a balance in all things, avoiding extremes, and cultivating a sense of inner harmony. Now, you might be thinking, but isn't success about pushing limits, about going all in, about giving it your all? And while passion and dedication are certainly important, the Stoics recognized that excess can be just as detrimental as deficiency. It's like a tightrope walker. Too much leaning in one direction or the other can lead to a disastrous fall. Think of it like this. Imagine a garden. A healthy garden thrives on balance, the right amount of sunlight, water, and nutrients. Too much or too little of any one element can harm the plants and disrupt the delicate ecosystem. Similarly, in life, moderation is about finding that balance, that sweet spot, where we can flourish without tipping over into excess or deficiency. The philosopher Epictetus captured this idea when he said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Moderation is about mastering our desires, our impulses, and our appetites, rather than being enslaved by them. It's about making conscious choices that align with our long-term well-being, rather than succumbing to the allure of immediate gratification. So, how do you actually practice moderation and temperance? Well, it starts with self-awareness. Pay attention to your tendencies towards excess. Are you prone to overworking, overeating, overspending, or overindulging in any area of your life? The Stoics encouraged us to examine our habits and behaviors honestly, to identify areas where we might be veering off balance. The philosopher Seneca wrote about the importance of self-awareness when he said, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." This applies not just to anger, but to any emotion or impulse that might lead us to act in ways that are not in our best interest. By pausing, reflecting, and practicing self-control, we can make more conscious and balanced choices. Now, moderation doesn't mean deprivation or denying yourself pleasure. It's about finding a healthy balance, a sustainable approach to life that allows you to enjoy the good things without overindulging. The Stoics believed in appreciating the simple pleasures of life, but they also recognized the importance of setting limits and avoiding excess. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote about the importance of moderation. He said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." True happiness, according to the Stoics, is not found in external things or excessive indulgence, but in cultivating inner peace and contentment. So, my friends, embrace moderation and temperance, find balance in all things, avoid extremes, and cultivate a sense of inner harmony. As the philosopher Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. By practicing moderation, we can develop habits that support our long-term well-being and lead us towards a life of true fulfillment. 8. Stand out with your values. All right, let's talk about something that truly sets you apart in the pursuit of success: your values. In a world that often prioritizes external markers of achievement, wealth, fame, status, the Stoics believed that true success lies in living a life guided by strong moral principles. They understood that your values are your compass, your guiding light in a world that can sometimes feel dark and confusing. Think of it like this. Imagine a world where everyone is chasing the same shiny objects, the same fleeting trends, the same empty promises of happiness. It's a world of conformity, where individuality is lost in the pursuit of external validation. But then, there are those who stand out, who shine brightly with their own unique light, guided by a strong inner compass of values. These are the people who inspire us, who make a lasting impact, and who achieve true and lasting success. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Mastering yourself is not just about self-discipline and willpower. It's about aligning your actions with your values, living a life of integrity and authenticity. So, how do you actually stand out with your values? Well, it starts with identifying what truly matters to you. What are the principles that guide your decisions and actions? What are the qualities you admire in others? What kind of impact do you want to make on the world? The Stoics believed in the importance of self-reflection, of examining our own beliefs and motivations. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote about the importance of living in accordance with our values. He said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Now, standing out with your values doesn't mean being judgmental or self-righteous. It's about living authentically, making choices that reflect your deepest beliefs, and inspiring others to do the same. It's about being a beacon of integrity in a world that often rewards shortcuts and compromises. For example, let's say you're faced with a decision in your career that could bring you financial gain, but requires compromising your ethical principles. The Stoics would encourage you to choose the path of integrity, even if it means sacrificing short-term gains. They believed that true success is not measured by external markers, but by the alignment of our actions with our values. The philosopher Seneca captured this idea when he wrote, It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. True wealth, according to the Stoics, is not found in material possessions or external achievements, but in living a life of virtue and purpose. So, my friends, stand out with your values. Identify your guiding principles, make choices that reflect your beliefs, and inspire others with your integrity and authenticity. As the philosopher Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. By living in accordance with our values, we develop habits that lead to true and lasting success. 9. Pursue wisdom and excellence. All right, let's talk about the pursuit of wisdom and excellence, a lifelong journey of learning, growth, and striving to become the best version of ourselves. The Stoics believed that this pursuit is not just a means to an end, but an end in itself, a source of deep meaning and fulfillment. Now, you might be thinking, but what does wisdom and excellence have to do with success? Well, the Stoics saw wisdom as the foundation for all other virtues, the guiding principle that allows us to make sound judgments, navigate challenges, and live a life of purpose and meaning. And excellence, in the Stoic sense, is not about perfection or outperforming others. It's about striving to do our best in all things, to cultivate our talents, and to contribute to the world in a meaningful way. Think of it like this. Imagine an archer aiming for a target. Wisdom is like having a clear vision of the target, understanding the principles of archery, and knowing how to adjust for wind and distance. Excellence is like releasing the arrow with skill and precision, striving to hit the bullseye with each shot. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus emphasized the importance of wisdom when he said, "Only the educated are free." He believed that true education is not just about accumulating knowledge, but about developing wisdom, critical thinking, and the ability to discern truth from falsehood. So, how do you actually pursue wisdom and excellence? Well, it starts with a commitment to lifelong learning. Be curious, explore new ideas, challenge your beliefs, and seek out mentors and teachers who can guide you on your journey. Read books, attend workshops, engage in meaningful conversations, and embrace experiences that expand your horizons. The Stoics also believed in the importance of self-reflection, of examining our own thoughts, actions, and motivations. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote about the importance of self-awareness. He said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In other words, our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality, and by examining them honestly, we can gain greater control over our lives and make wiser choices. Now, pursuing wisdom and excellence doesn't mean striving for perfection or comparing yourself to others. It's about focusing on your own growth, your own progress, and your own unique contribution to the world. The philosopher Seneca captured this idea when he wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." True wealth, according to the Stoics, is not found in external achievements or comparisons to others, but in the pursuit of wisdom, virtue, and a life well lived. So, my friends, pursue wisdom and excellence. Embrace lifelong learning, cultivate self-awareness, and strive to be the best version of yourselves. As the philosopher Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. By cultivating habits of wisdom and excellence, we create a life of meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. 10. Stay calm in the face of adversity. All right, let's talk about a skill that can truly make or break your success: staying calm in the face of adversity. Life, as we know, is full of surprises, unexpected challenges, setbacks, and moments that test our patience and resilience. The Stoics understood that our ability to navigate these turbulent waters with a sense of calm and equanimity is crucial for achieving our goals and living a fulfilling life. Think of it like this. Imagine a skilled surfer riding a massive wave. The wave crashes and churns, threatening to pull the surfer under. But with a calm focus, a steady hand, and a deep understanding of the ocean's power, the surfer maintains their balance, rides the wave with grace, and emerges victorious. Similarly, in life, staying calm in the face of adversity is like mastering the art of surfing those tumultuous waves. It's about cultivating an inner strength that allows you to weather the storms, maintain your composure, and make wise decisions even when surrounded by chaos. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus emphasized this when he said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." We can't always control the events that unfold in our lives, but we can always control our responses to those events. And it's in our responses that our true character is revealed. So, how do you actually stay calm in the face of adversity? Well, it starts with recognizing that challenges are an inevitable part of life. The Stoics believed that expecting a life free from adversity is like expecting the sea to be always calm. It's simply not realistic. Instead, they encouraged us to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, learning, and strengthening our resilience. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote about the importance of accepting adversity. He said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, obstacles are not roadblocks, but opportunities to find new paths, develop new skills, and discover hidden strengths. Another key to staying calm is cultivating a sense of perspective. When faced with a challenge, it's easy to get caught up in the immediate emotions, to feel overwhelmed and discouraged. But the Stoics encouraged us to step back and view our problems from a wider lens. How does this challenge fit into the larger context of our lives? What lessons can we learn from it? How can we use it as an opportunity for growth? The philosopher Seneca captured this idea when he wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Sometimes setbacks and failures are necessary to clear the path for new beginnings, for fresh perspectives, and for renewed determination. Staying calm also involves practicing mindfulness. By bringing our attention to the present moment without judgment, we can avoid getting swept away by our emotions or dwelling on catastrophic what-if scenarios. We can focus on what we can control, take action where possible, and find peace in the midst of the storm. So, my friends, cultivate the Stoic art of staying calm in the face of adversity. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Maintain perspective. Practice mindfulness. And remember, as the philosopher Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." And there you have it, my friends, 10 Stoic principles to help you forge your own path to success. It's a journey of self-mastery, resilience, and unwavering commitment to your goals. Remember, the Stoics weren't just philosophers sitting in ivory towers. They were active participants in the world, facing challenges, overcoming obstacles, and striving for excellence in all their endeavors. And by embracing these Stoic principles, you too can unlock your full potential and create a life of true fulfillment. So, go forth, my friends, with courage, determination, and a steadfast commitment to your values. Wake up and take your goals seriously. take responsibility for your path, embrace self-discipline, find peace in resilience, master your will, use adversity as lessons, practice moderation, stand out with your values, pursue wisdom and excellence, and stay calm in the face of adversity. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. See you soon.